Okay, what we're talking about today is standard form, and we're talking about how to graph and how to graph using the slope and the y-intercept, and also how to graph using the x and y-intercepts. In addition to that, we're learning about parallel and perpendicular lines, okay? So why don't you close the door until he gets back in here, because it is super loud out there. Okay, so first thing you need to understand is that standard form is any equation in the form of ax plus by is equal to c. That is standard form. Standard form is generally only used with elimination or whenever we are finding x and y intercepts. Super duper easy to use with x and y intercepts. Okay? Now, I want to graph this function using my slope and my y-intercept. So, what is my slope? My slope is going to be 3 over 4. What does that mean graphically? I am rising up 3 units, and then because it's a positive 4, which direction am I running? To the right 4 units. And then what does my y-intercept mean? My y-intercept is negative 9, which is the point 0, negative 9. Do we see that? Yes or no? Okay, now, what you're going to do is you are going to start graphing the point 0, negative 9. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put dash marks on here in the middle because this goes by 2's. Do we all see those dash marks now? It's easier to graph whenever you see all of the numbers there, okay? Now, I'm going to graph the point what first? 0, negative 9. So if I graph the point 0, negative 9, and from there, I'm going to do what? I'm going to go up 3 units. Thank you. Give that to her, please. I'm going to go up 3 units. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to go to the right. How many units? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that puts me right here. Can I do that again? Yeah, I can. I can do infinitely many times. I can go up 1, 2, 3 units, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the right. And what you're going to get is a nice little line. Do we all see the line there? Yes? Okay. We just graphed this line using the slope and the y-intercept. Do we all understand that? Yes? Okay, let's do this again. Same exact concept. If it's not solved for y, what you want to do is solve the problem for y. Okay? If it is not solved for y, you want to solve the problem for y. Now, what does f of x mean? F of x is the same thing as y. So whenever you see f of x, replace that with y. Okay, so now what do I do? I'm going to look for my y-intercept, which is going to be the ordered pair 0, 7. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to graph the point 0, 7. There it is. Yes? Then what am I going to do? And I'm going to look for my slope. My slope is going to be 5 over 4, so that means I'm going to go up 5 units because I'm always rising. And then I'm going to run to the right. Why to the right? Because it's positive, not because it's even, but because it's positive. If it was negative, I'd go to the left. Okay, so from 0, 7, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, and then to the right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we see that point there, yes or no? From the point 0, 7, notice my direction of my line is going up the mountain, yes? Could I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, and then to the left 1, 2, 3, 4, and have another point? Yes, it's totally legal, okay? So all I'm going to do now is connect the dots. And I have 3 points on my line that I can clearly see. And now I've graphed the line using the slope and the y-intercept. We good? Okay. How do I do this? How do I find the slope and the y-intercept of this one? I need to solve for y. So how do I solve for y? So I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides. Negative 3y is equal to negative 4x minus 6. Then what? Divide each term by negative 3. So I have y is equal to, what's a double negative? Positive 4 over 3x. Negative 6 divided by negative 3? Positive 2. So from there, what do I need to pull out? The y-intercept. What is my y-intercept? 0, 2. So if I graph 0, 2, that puts me right there. Then what am I going to do? Find the slope. What is my slope? 4 over 3 is my slope, so that's up 4 units, and then what? 3. To the right 3. So from my ordered pair 0, 2, I'm going to go up 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then to the right 3. 1, 2, 3. Can I go and get another point? By going down 1, 2, 3, 4 units and to the left 3. And now I can connect my dots. The more points I have on a line, the more accurate the line will be. Do we all understand that? Yes or no? Any questions over how to graph using slope and y-intercept? Okay, how do I do this problem? What is my common denominator? 6. So what am I going to multiply by? Multiply the whole thing by 6. So what is this going to give me? 6 divided by 3 is 2x minus 6 divided by 6 is 1y equals, please be certain that it equals 6. So from there, now what do I do? Subtract 2x. Negative y is equal to negative 2x plus 6. Divide each and every term by negative 1 to give you positive 2x minus 6. Correct? What is your y value? Your y-intercept is 0, negative 6. And what is your slope? 2 over 1. If it's not a fraction, turn it into a fraction. Correct? And you're going to go up 2 units and to the right 1. So I'm going to start at 0, negative 6, up 2 units to the right 1, up 2 units to the right 1, up 2 units to the right 1, up 2 units to the right 1. Do you see how many points I was able to get out of there? Okay, and go ahead and connect the dots. And you have graphed using the slope and the y-intercept. Any question over this? This is like the first 6 problems on tonight's homework. Questions? Okay, the next thing is talking about y-intercepts and x-intercepts. An intercept is the point on the graph where it's crossing the y-axis if it's the y-intercept, and the x-axis if it's the x-intercept. Do we understand that? Now this is super duper easy. Okay? If I'm finding the x-intercept, you simply let y be 0 and solve for x. Okay? If I'm finding the y-intercept, you simply let x be 0 and solve for y. It is that easy. Okay? So let's do a problem. Okay, I have 7x plus 5y equals negative 35. So if I want to find my x-intercept, you are simply going to cross off y because it's going to be 0. And you're left with 7x equals negative 35. How do I solve this for x? Divide by 7. So x is equal to negative 5. So I have the ordered pair negative 5, 0. Now if I'm finding the y-intercept, I do the same thing, and this time I cross off the x because it's gone. And what equation do I have? Divide by 5. Y is equal to negative 7, so I have the ordered pair 0, negative 7. Super easy, right? So if I graph those, I'm going to graph the point negative 5, 0, and 0, -7, which puts me down here, and I'm out of. And there's my line. Yes? -5, 0, and 0, -7. Okay? Let's do it again. Graph the equation using the intercepts. How do I find an x-intercept? X-intercept means I cross off the y's, and I am left with 4x equals -20. Correct? Divide by 4. X is equal to -5. So I have the ordered pair -5, 0. Plot that. And how do I find my y-intercept? This time I'm going to go ahead and cross off my x's, and I'm going to have -5y is equal to -20. Divide by -5. Y is equal to 4 to give me the ordered pair 0, 4. And connect the dots. That is going to be like the next 3 homework problems. Do we understand that? Yes? Really easy so far today. Okay? Now let's talk about the hard part. The hard part is parallel and perpendicular. Okay? Parallel and perpendicular lines have always screwed with my students. I don't know why, but it always messes with your guys' heads every time. Now, I want you to think for a moment. What in real life is parallel? Railroad tracks are parallel. Parallel means what? They never cross. So if they never cross, they never intersect, the lines are parallel, what can you tell me about their slopes? The slopes are exactly the same if you are parallel. Okay? So I need you to get in your head, parallel lines have exactly the same slope. Parallel lines, same slope, different y-intercept. Same slope, different y-intercept. Yes? Okay? So if it's parallel, that means it must have the same letters in it. Same slope, same letters, same everything except for the y-intercept. Okay? Do we all understand what I just said? So I need you to get in your head, parallel, same. Same slope, same letter. Same slope, same letter. Same slope, same letter. Yes? Okay. Perpendicular is going to be opposite reciprocals. Opposite reciprocals. What does that mean? Are we ready? If I give you a slope of 5, what is my parallel slope? 5. It's the same. Okay? What's my perpendicular slope? The opposite of positive is negative. The opposite of positive is negative, and then you want the reciprocal of 5, which is going to be -1/5. Do we understand that? Okay? What is parallel to 2/3? Same, 2/3. What is perpendicular to positive 2/3? Opposite is negative, and now the reciprocal is 3/2. Okay? What if my slope is 0? What's the parallel slope? 0. Now, think about this. Put this over 1. What is it? I heard it. Someone said it. It's undefined. Why is it undefined? Because 1/0 is undefined. Do we all understand that? Okay? 0 is neither positive or negative, so that's why you can't put the opposite of that. Do we understand that? That's why it's simply undefined. Okay, how about the slope of -7/9? What's the parallel slope to that? -7/9. So what's the perpendicular slope? Opposite of a negative is a positive. The reciprocal of 7/9 is 9/7. Yes? Okay. How about undefined parallel slope? Undefined. What's the reciprocal of something that is undefined? 0. Do we understand that? Yes? Okay, and lastly, what is going to be the same slope of if your slope is 10? And what is the perpendicular slope? -1/10. Do we all understand that? Yes or no? That is extremely important that you get that concept. Okay, because now what I'm going to talk to you about is something that is the slope pick. The slope pick we've talked about many times before. This is not new, correct? And here's what I need you to understand. Parallel is the same slope, so it's the same letters. Okay? If I want to be parallel to y equals a number, what's the equation of a line that is parallel to y equals a number? Another line, y equals a number, but it's a different number this time, right? Yes? What's parallel to a horizontal line is another horizontal line. What's parallel to a vertical line is another vertical line. Do we understand that? So it's going to be x equals and x equals if it's vertical line. If it's going to be a horizontal line, it's going to be y equals and y equals. Yes? Okay. For example, find the equation. Given the equation 2x plus 7 is equal to 0. Find the parallel line through the point -5, 8. Well, if I solve 2x plus 7 equals 0 for x, so I have 2x plus 7 is equal to 0. Solve that. What do I do? Subtract 7. Then what? Divide by 2. X equals -7/2. What's parallel? What's parallel? What did I tell you to remember? Parallel is same. Parallel is the same letter. So I want the same letter as I have in that equation. So I need x equals. Well, what does x equal in this ordered pair? Done. Oh, right? Right? So easy. If there's only an x in the equation and I want something that's parallel to something that's just an x in the equation and I want x equals that coordinate. You with me? Make sense? What is going to be perpendicular to that? No, think about it. X equals a number is a vertical line. What is perpendicular to a vertical line? A horizontal line. What's the equation of a horizontal line? Y equals. So what does y equal? 8. Why? Because in this problem, I have x and only x. So parallel means the same letter. So if parallel means the same letter, then what does perpendicular mean? The opposite letter. So that's why perpendicular means y. Does that make sense? Okay, let's do it again. Same concept. Same concept. So I'm going to take the given equation and what am I going to solve for? So I have 5y plus 2 is equal to 8y. Subtract the 5y. And I have 2 is equal to 3y. Then what? So 2/3 is equal to y. What is the only letter in that equation? Did I technically have to solve this? No. I could have looked up here and said, hey, I only have a y in that equation. So if I want something parallel to that, something that has just a y in it, what's parallel to y? Another y, which is y is equal to -12. Yes? Why? Because there's only a y in the equation. So this parallel means the same letter. So the same letter, it means y equals. What does y have to equal in that ordered pair? -12, right? Now, go to the next part. This is perpendicular. Well, my equation only has y's in it. Perpendicular means the opposite. So what's the opposite letter to y? X. So what does x have to equal here? 9. You have about 5 of these problems on tonight's homework. You don't even have to do this part right here at all. Okay? You don't have to. The reason why I did that is I want you to get in the habit of understanding if it's just an x or just a y, or if there's both x and y in the equation. Okay, so that is the hard part. Now let's go one more step. Okay? What happens whenever I have both letters in the problem? Okay? So step 1, you're going to take the given equation and solve it for y. Then you're going to find the slope. And then you're going to find out if you want the parallel or perpendicular slope, whatever the problem asks for. If it asks for the parallel slope, then that means I want the same slope. If it asks for the perpendicular slope, then that means I want the opposite reciprocal, right? You're going to use the new slope with the point and plug and chug into mx plus b, or y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And you're going to solve for y. So let's do this. Here we go. Now, look at the problem that I gave you. It says find the equation of the line that is parallel to the line 10x plus 4y equals negative 8. What do I have to do with that 10x plus 4y equals negative 8 first? I have to solve that thing for y. So if I solve this thing for y, I have 10x plus 4y is equal to negative 8. How do I solve that for y? Subtract 10x. So I have 4y is equal to negative 10x minus 8. Now we're going to divide each and every term by negative 4, or by positive 4, sorry. So y is equal to negative 10 over 4x minus 8 over 4. Can I reduce those? What is negative 10 over 4 reduced down to? Negative 5 over 2. And what's negative 8 over 4 reduced down to? Okay, this is my equation. What do I need out of there? I need the slope out of there. So this is my slope, and that's what I need out. My slope is negative 5 over 2. Why do I need that? Because I need to find the parallel slope. What is my parallel slope to negative 5 over 2? Negative 5 over 2 still. And this time we're going to use the point that they gave us. And now we're going to find the equation of the line like we did last week. So how many of you wanted to use mx plus b? Okay. So I use this formula, mx plus b. This is x and this is y. And what am I going to do? What is y? What is m? What is x? Plus b. So a double negative creates a, what happens to the 2's? So I'm left with 5 plus b. Subtract the 5, and I'm left with negative 4 is equal to b. But I'm not done. I found the equation. I found the letter b, but I need to find the equation. So what is my parallel equation? Y equals negative 5 over 2x minus 4. We understand that. mx plus b. I chose my parallel slope, which is why that goes here, and then I chose the negative 4, which was b. You can. It'll give you the same thing. Okay. 5 times 2 is 10, divided by 2 gives you 5. So it would still be the same. Okay, do it again. Same concept, but this time, what am I asking for? Perpendicular. It says to find the equation of the line that is perpendicular to the line y minus 4 equals negative 2x minus 6 through the point 2, 3. So what do I have to do first? I need to take the given equation, which is y minus 4 equals negative 2x minus 6, and I need to solve for y. Why do I want to solve this equation for the letter y? So that I can find the slope, okay? So I'm simply going to add 4 to both sides, and I get y is equal to negative 2x minus 2. What do I want out of there? I want the slope, which is attached to the x value, yes? So my slope of this line is negative 2. Why is that important to me? Because I need to find the perpendicular slope, which is going to be what? Positive 1 over 2. Do we all understand that, yes or no? Positive 1 over 2. And I'm going to use the point that they gave me, which is 2, 3. And I'm going to plug it into the formula, what? I'm going to plug it into the formula, y equals mx plus b, labeling this x and this y, correct? So I'm going to have y is 3, m is a half, x is 2, plus b. What is 1/2 times 2? The 2's cancel out, and I'm left with 1 plus b. Yes? Now what? Subtract the 1, and you're left with 2 is equal to b. So now what is my perpendicular equation? You're going to use the perpendicular slope. So that's going to be y equals 1/2 x plus your b value that you just found. Do we understand that, yes or no? Okay. Okay, same concept. So let's do it again. What is it asking for? Parallel. What do I do? Solve for y. So I'm going to take my equation, 4x plus 2y is equal to 7, and I'm going to solve for y. How do I do that? Subtract 4x. 2y is equal to negative 4x plus 7. Divide each and every term by 2. What's negative 4 divided by positive 2? Can I do anything with 7 over 2? No. What do I need out of that equation? I need this slope right here. So my slope is negative 2. Now I'm going to read my problem, and it says to find a parallel slope, right? Because I want a parallel line. So what's my parallel slope? It is the same, and I'm going to use the point for negative 2, correct? Why? Because that's what they gave us, yes? And I'm going to use y equals mx plus b. This is x and this is y. Y is negative 2, m is negative 2, x is 4 plus b. Negative 2 equals negative 8 plus b. Add the 8. 6 is equal to b. I am not done. Why? I need my parallel equation, which is y is equal to negative 2x plus 6. Do we understand that, yes or no? Okay, go to the next problem. The next problem is a little bit different. Why is this problem different? There's no equation, is there? It says find the equation of the line through the point negative 5, 6, parallel to the equations containing the points -5, 4, and -4, 3. So in order for me to do parallel and perpendicular, what must I have first? I have to have slope. Very good. So I'm going to take these 2 points right here, correct? And I am going to take m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I'm going to label my points. Do we see that? Yes or no? So this is 0 minus 4 over -4 minus -5. Minus a negative is a positive. So this is -4 over 1, which is -4. Now, what type of line do I want? Go back to the directions and look for what it says. It says it wants a parallel line. So if I want a parallel line, I need a parallel slope. So what's my parallel slope going to be? -4. And I'm going to use the point, what? -5, 6, which is right here inside the directions. Correct? And I'm going to go back to mx plus b. Here's x, here's y. And I plug and chug. Y is 6, m is -4, x is -5 plus b. 6 equals 20 plus b. Subtract the 20. -14 is b. So what is my parallel equation? Y equals -4x minus 14. Do we understand that? Okay. I am going, same exact thing. Aren't the points the same? Okay, so didn't we already find the parallel slope? So what's the perpendicular slope? It would be 1 over 4, and I'd use the points, -5, 6, yes? Do we understand that? Okay? Yes? Now, I'm going to pass out tonight's homework so that you guys know exactly what to do. Okay, on problems 1 through 6, you can find the slope and the y-intercept. Do you understand how we did that earlier in the first few problems? Solve for y, find the slope, find the y-intercept, graph the y-intercept first, then graph more points utilizing the slope. Problems 7, 8, and 9. It's solving using the x and y intercepts. So remember to find the x-intercepts, cross off y, solve it, plot it. Find the y-intercept, cross off x, solve it, and then plot it. Turn it over. You only have to graph 1 through 9. On the graph paper, place your name, the period, the graph paper that I gave you, put your name and your period, and then I want you to put on the assignment, I want you to put Chapter 2-4 Worksheet 3. Chapter 2-4 Worksheet 3. And then when you are done with graphing, you'll staple that to your worksheet, okay? Okay, turn it over in problems 10 through 17. Guys, I really want you to think about this a moment, okay? If there's only one letter in the problem, we're talking about these scenarios right up here. So if there's only an x in the problem and it asks for parallel, then it's going to be x equals a number. If there's only a y in the problem and they're asking for parallel, it's going to be y equals the number. If there's only an x in the problem and they're asking for perpendicular, the opposite of x is y, so your answer is going to be y equals a number. Yes? Do we all understand that? That's this example that we did up there. Okay? The rest of them, you're going to have to solve for y and plug and chug. Please watch your notes again if you need to, and make sure that you know what you're doing as you're doing this worksheet. Tomorrow we will have another worksheet over this. Make sure this is done whenever you come into class. Okay. Good job today.